when is the right timing to force a team fight. Definitely something I'm trying to understand and learn myself. Hello guys, this is Ryze the Archmage. I'm starting a new line of coaching videos. This is how to lane versus Tahm. I hope I can be of help. If you have any questions, please comment, ask in the comments. I'm gonna respond as fast as I can. Alright, before you even start the game, you should, or at least in the queue, you should already make up 2 decisions. Do you want to actually be able to fight him 1 versus 1? Or do you want to rely on your team later to defeat Tahm? So, looking at Vayne, we definitely have a tank buster for late game. But a lot of times, especially when you smurf, we are smurfing here in silver. This is our smurf account, or one of our smurf accounts. We don't know if we can completely trust on our team. So my decision here is to be able to defeat Tahm solo in lane. And I know I'm gonna split push a lot because that's what I do. That's why we are top lane. We are one of the fastest split pushes and the safest because of our teleport. We are going to be alone with Tahm a lot. So if you made that decision, you want to split push, you're gonna be facing Tahm and the enemy jungle. In that case, you want to be building or rushing Ryze. Ryze is against tanks, obviously. So this is one of the things that we need to consider. Alright. Second thing that you have to consider is you want to be able to dodge his engages like that. Maybe a bit better than flashing out, but we got a gank and didn't have enough mana to run away with EW. This is another thing, you should be always keeping enough mana. If you're overextending like I do, you should be keeping enough mana in reserve so you can always EW and then either basic attack, or if you have enough mana, Q, so you can proc phase rush and just run out or run away. We did none of this and had to use flash. We sometimes make these mistakes. Alright, so let's go further. What is necessary? We need to dodge this. Like, these engages need to be dodged. And there are 3 good ways to do that. One is foreseeing where is he going to engage you. The second one is to stop his E, I think it is, in his boot straps. Like second he starts Eing on you, you just EW him and you stop him. This needs a bit practice, but it's definitely doable. Once you start doing it, he's gonna feel helpless and you're gonna feel amazing because you're gonna deny him any really, really good engage. The third thing is, it doesn't matter if you dodge it or not, you're just gonna EWQ and run away. Those are 3 ways to do it. Well, I would say there is a 4th way. You're just gonna play mind games with him, and every time you think he's gonna go, he's gonna count on that you go back, but you just go forward and keep poking him. Obviously, this strategy only works if you're not already so far behind that you're not able to run away. You're not able to trade with him. Sorry. Alright, here we caught Tahm. He overstepped. We outplayed him. So what I like to do is I use every possibility possible to poke Tahm and fill up my tier. This is something you can do really well against tanks. Here we just casual dodge his E. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrongly, I believe it is his E, so write down in comments if I'm wrong. Alright. So, right now our whole team is ahead. And I'm a bit worried here that our jungle is going to go very squishy. And the enemy has then just a better engage because they are... Well, they have Tahm, and we have already Ari and top AP. Another AP is maybe a bit too much AP and a bit not enough tanks, right? So this is my worry for the late game. Even if we are ahead, I'm already... oh well, I apparently did not count that he engages here, or I baited him. But here you see we had enough mana to just disengage. So that was basically my third strategy. It doesn't really matter if he engages you. If you have enough mana, you can always just proc your phase rush and you passive as well, and you just run away. Alright. I'm having a bit hay fever, that's why I'm coughing so much. I apologize for that. Alright. So, what is also considerably good to say, or to... well, I want to say what is also good to consider, that's the right phrase here, is your runes, or are your runes. I should have taken the mid rune. I forgot what is the name of it, against tanks here. So the second yellow one should be cut down, I think. It's against tanks. And when you play against tanks, it's also, you can poke them obviously a lot. So proccing your presence of mind a lot is also something that gives you mana and allows you to keep poking him, which is one of the reasons why you want to go top, so you can abuse your range, right? So you want to be a lane bully. Alright, so cut down is a bit better than what I picked, but it's not really bad because this rune allows me to be stronger against 4 of the enemy teams, and cut down is actually only against Tahm, so it is not necessarily bad what I picked here. Your blue path here, especially if you want to poke a lot, I think Scorch is nice, so you can basically, if he's good at dodging your skills, your abilities, every time you hit someone, you're doing considerably more damage than if you would have any other rune. But I think in this case, it would have been better to take the scaling one, what's called Gathering Storm, right? I think Gathering Storm would actually have been better here. So Gathering Storm over Scorch. That's my suggestion. Phase Rush here works really nicely to run away and engage. This is why Phase Rush is such a nice rune for Ryze. Celerity is the second rune here, from down below. I think it is really, really nice to be able to dodge Tahm engages and to chase him if he disengage you. So against a mobile team, definitely much more value than taking Transcendence. Right? Here I am being a bit arrogant. I'm not trying to be, but it always comes arrogant if you say you're a Smurf, but we are Smurf on this Smurf account, so yeah. I think we have been Plat or Emerald on our main. So this is definitely a Smurf account, and I had many Nunus which go way too squishy and get 20 kills and lose in late game because they have 0 tankiness, and they're basically like a paper tiger. And it doesn't really matter how good you play. I even had a master Smurf who lost in duo with me because he was way too squishy with Nunu. So you want to advise Nunu here to go tanky, and obviously he's not going to listen to you because we know that we have a great community in League, and everyone knows that they're the best players in the world. It doesn't matter if they're iron, bronze or silver. So they're gonna just keep building whatever they're building. So maybe you just should not type at all. That's another pro tip, I would say. Not coming from me, but actually coming from pros. All right, so this much I say about runes. Maybe here you take attack speed, second adaptive force, and the third scaling health. I think scaling health is always nice for Ryze. For the late game, you want to have some kind of tankiness. If you trust your team at the start, you can also go with Rod of Ages instead of Ryze if you trust that your team is going to support you. But then you will have to build some magic penetration pretty soon, because Rod of Ages in combination with Seraph's Embrace is going to do almost no damage to Tahm. When you build Ryze, you can almost not build magic penetration, because you poking Tahm is gonna burn him down, and it doesn't really... I mean, if he really builds like 2 or 3 magic resistance items, it is... Well, you will have to buy him some magic penetration. On the other hand, we have a really, really strong Vayne, and she's gonna help out. She's gonna kill him in late game. So, I'm not sure what I'm gonna go in this game. I don't remember how it went. I'm just gonna look like you're looking right now and see how this goes. I might not even need magic penetration in this game. Alright, we're pushing the tower, we're poking, escaping. Everything is going well. We got him already 3 times. The only thing I'm concerned here is with the late game, because I don't know. I'm afraid of Vayne. Vayne is sometimes like a Yasuo, so I don't know how much I can trust a fed Vayne. She's gonna have a lot of kills, but the macro game of Scylla players is really, really terrible. Here we are lucky that there is another wipeout, as far as I remember. Let's see how it goes. The supports are killed. The fight is still going on. Nuno is very squishy. You can see all of this on the map. Alright, we try to keep up the pressure to push for the Drake, so the enemy has to defend and they cannot all group. If they group, we get free tower, maybe 3 towers. I already filled up my tier, so it is actually really important to at some point build this Seraph's Embrace or Archangel stuff, which is gonna transform immediately into Seraph's Embrace. Gonna embrace the Seraph here. So here I'm trying to save the first tower gold, but that did not work out because mid is dead, I guess. It's always nice to try to learn to cage Tahm under the tower, because you're definitely gonna have a Tahm who's gonna dive you or try to dive you, and so you are you're advised to try and catch him at as many times as possible and kill the minion wave, so he's gonna be naked over the tower and get tower shots additionally. So it doesn't matter what kind of Tahm you play against, he's gonna try to catch you under the tower, and there is where you want to destroy the minion wave and cage him. Here I think it's maybe the wrong moment to speed up because we had a nice teleport. Here I just flash out because Vigo can, I think, also E us, right, and stun us. He can ult us, so you want to have some kind of distance between Vigo and to be able to ult out. So this flash might seem a bit greedy, or not greedy, but a bit too cautious. But if you consider how our mid lane is losing, she's dead often, and the mid lane tower is already destroyed. You should not. You have to almost play perfectly to carry. As I said, please If you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section. We make some mistakes ourselves, so I am gonna address that as well. For instance, I make a mistake for overplaying my hand here. I try to do what I just said, to one-shot the wave, but it doesn't work quite well as I thought. I think I also was semi-baited by my jungle, that's why I'm gonna type to my jungle. He dies here as well, and I warn him in my comment section to please not build squishy, because he's just gonna get one-shotted, which exactly is what happened, and which is what is going to be a huge problem in the late game, because we have now 3 APs, and the only thing that we don't have is a tank. He is definitely one of my mistakes that I make. When you don't have Rod of Ages, you're of course more squishier and vulnerable to ganks like that, but it is kind of like a good death because Vigo is busy killing us instead of contesting the Drake, which is which is one of the reasons I split and overextend, or seemingly overextend a lot. Here I tell our friend in jungle that I have a lot of experience with squishy Nunus. It's not gonna help out if he builds further squishy, but he doesn't listen to us, which is fair, because why would he listen to us? We're just someone in the queue. He is not obliged to listen to us, and he's definitely not listening. So he keeps on building AP, which is highly hard to carry. I tell the team here to report Nuno because I want to build up pressure for him to actually listen to me. I do make here some mistakes. I should not be standing in front of the team, but I try to force a team fight. I tried to force a team fight because I knew we can fight them. Sadly, my team did not follow, so this is something I have to work on. When is the right timing to trust my team? When is the right timing to force a team fight? Definitely something I'm trying to understand and learn myself. But I was definitely right in my judgment that we can fight them. If they followed me, we would have won the other team fight as well. Sometimes you have to force your team to lead, to do something. If they're too scary, you have to be a bit more bold, and you just have to find the right moment where you can go bold. Here we lost the whole base because we engaged when the team did not want to follow. But sometimes that can also be a good wake-up call if your team is fed, which we are. So yes, we lost a couple of inhibitors, but now the team is not that scared anymore because they think, well, now we have to fight because we're behind. And if your team is already fed, this is the right moment to fight. It is fine. It's okay. We can defend this. Not a huge problem, right? We might even get more gold for that, which is also good. Let's see what happens here. Can I still not fight this guy? Oh, and by the way, I started building Rod of Ages to be extra cautious, extra tanky. People ask a lot, is it too late to build Rod of Ages? Sometimes it's always good to build Rod of Ages, even if it's the last item, because you already have damage and you want to go tanky. Only thing that you need is a bit more tankiness and more sustain, and then even the catalyst is enough, right? Because you keep getting HP back for any spell you cast, and that's why Rod of Ages can always be beneficial, unless you want to build some really tanky item. But Rod of Ages gives you that extra scaling as well, and it really doesn't matter when you start building it. Sometimes, like in my game, Liandry's is just the better option to rush. It is just the better option to rush because you're gonna be winning your lane harder and better. But if the game changes and you need tankiness and sustain, which I need against Vigo, you want to have some additional tankiness, and it is okay here to have Rod of Ages. Additionally, you have to be aware that low elo games are always gonna be late games, or gonna reach late game. It's gonna be long games, and Rod of you're gonna reach your scaling, right? You're gonna reach it. Okay, let's go further. Let's move ahead. Now that what I was afraid starts happening, and we're getting into more and more team fights where our jungle just can't tank. Okay, I'm gonna speed up. I try to catch the enemy off guard. I'm also very fed, apparently. This Lucian is playing nicely. I think my Leandries ate him up. So that is nice. I now do something that I often do. I split for the Drake. But since I see that there is a huge mid lane wave pushing into our base, I go back here. Nunu does a really nice job with smiting.
Shut down.
And I have to go back and cannot help the team. I have to catch these waves. Them alone would crush the towers, so... Alright. We're doing a nice job with Ryze, clearing up the waves, which is super important for the late game. And we are additionally strong enough to catch off guard the enemy team, like the Lucian. And we keep killing Tahm as well. I try to make some good calls with pinging them to go Nashor, or at least force the team fight, because if they fight, they're very likely to win. Vayne is very fed, and if the enemy team does not defend, I can just, well, they can collapse on me, and I'm likely to ult out or flash out. And if they defend, I'm very likely to actually side lane against Tahm and kill him and push the base in. So we are very lucky here. So the call was nice. Team won the team fight, and I can safely push here. The enemy team doesn't have a tank as well, because he's busy defending my split push. I think we're definitely carrying here with splitting this. A lot of guys in low elo think that's a bad thing, because they think I'm AFK or I'm farming, but I'm actually keeping the enemy away from being a complete team, right? Here a little mind game goes a long way.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Let's move. The path is clear.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Enemy double kill. Your team has destroyed a turret. Unstoppable.
Learn from your mistakes.
All right. So we did do something here. We used the advantage we had from the team. Soraka is one of the key factors why we stay ahead, because she virtually makes us all a bit tankier. Now I'm actually looking to team up with the team, but I think it's important to have this extra cooldown reduction, and we complete our build. That is nice, and now I'm looking for a team fight with my team. I think we have good chances. We are melting basically the enemy jungle, and here we catch Tahm off guard, I think. Nice. Alright, I think EW, so he cannot escape further.
An enemy has been slain.
Now the enemy can push a bit in, but they cannot end, so basically
An ally has been slain.
it's not really doing a lot.
They want to read my scroll.
Vigo was really fed and sniping me a couple of times, so I had to go Zonias. Zonias is always a really nice option. And we can dodge with Banshees a lot of engages from the enemies, so basically Tahm cannot CC us that easy because he's gonna just pop my Banshees. So he's more or less useless if he wants to carry against us. Or here I try to push for Drake and I overplay my capabilities as split pusher because the enemy is kind of fed, and 2 AD guys against a Ryze with only Zonias is not really that strong. I also could have played it a bit better. I think I was just too sure that I can fight them. So I think that was one of my mistakes. I thought I can push for the Drake, but my timing was off, so at least the Drake should have been up, so they have to fight me while my team is taking the Drake. So that was a huge mistake, macro game and micro game wise. So I'm glad to admit that this goes on me, right? That was actually a bad play by me. I even risked losing the game, which is gonna be pointed out by Wayne. By the way, I'm kind of a bit
Shut down.
in a bad mood because Nunu gets caught very easily and he gets one-shotted very easily, which is exactly what I was scared of. So good job, Ryze, you gave them the game's rights. Vayne, the problem is she's now making fun of me because I pointed out that I'm smurfing. She never thanks me for actually saving the game and carrying it all around. Winning my lane, making good calls, right? Nothing that matters because of one mistake. This one mistake in late game can also be game ending, which is
Blessing or curse.
really annoying. But I think all in all we did carry. Here we catch Tahm. Finally Soraka plays with me, which is really, really nice.
I had a
I think we're gonna catch them.
run. I keep up.
Yeah. There is the late game Ryze damage finally kicking in. Vigo could not smite us. We get a lot of cooldown reduction with those dragon charts. That is really nice. Oh, those things, they're really, really nice on Ryze.
Watching the watchers.
Alright. So
Shut down.
we definitely did pick up the slack here.
Double kill.
Teaming up with team also feels really nice.
Enemy has been slain.
I did not pick the dragon shard. Here's another mistake that I might have done.
Beast.
I think we can equally split the... we can equally split, right? And take both sides. I didn't think we can end. Because there is this Tahm who can tank a lot. We might have taken out the mid tower, the inhibited tower, the Nexus tower. We might have taken the Nexus tower and then teleported back with the minions to take the top side. So this is something that I would not do today, the thing that I'm doing now. But and an additional mistake I make, instead of taking this inhibitor, I teleport away the minions. I thought I was counting on the minions to take it out, but the minions went together with me. So yeah, it did not work perfectly, but of course Vayne is complaining. We take definitely the mid lane, we open the mid lane and we take the top 2 towers. So I went a bit too safe here. I could have went with Nunu and taken the whole mid, and maybe we could have actually fast at taking all the inhibitors and the tower. So that's definitely something that yeah, I could have done a bit better. But in those late games, you know, when you have to carry a lot and the team does make a lot of mistakes, especially in silver,
If I fall,
you get also a bit tilted and don't play perfectly. Here since we do not have the tankiness, I don't trust a team fight that much. I'm going to team up, but we are taking I missing here the Q. We're taking the additional cooldown reduction. It's not that we need mana, but here in late game I try to secure the team fight. We don't know where the enemy team is, so I just go safe. In late game you will have to team up with the team, because if they lose you lost the game, so you will not always be able to catch up the slack, and I think this is it. Now we can end here. So this was Ryze coaching. There's a couple of mistakes that I made as well. We were smurfing here in silver 2, and this is how you lane against Tahm Kench. I hope that helped. In the ending screen we're gonna show the runes and the damage dealt again, and I hope I see you guys on Summoner Rift.